Right, and in this clip now, we've shown you how to make the Star Destroyer attack you, but the Star Destroyer is a bit boring just stuck up in the air. So what we're going to do now is use the path creator and to have the Star Destroyer circle the base, which gives you a much more cooler effect. So I'm going to get my toy out, go to Creativity Toys, and I'm going to get my little path creator. Now this is new to Disney Infinity 3 and it is awesome. Okay, so what this little starting object does here is I'm just move it across. Now, you'll see a little mistake I made earlier, but if I put this in the front of the Star Destroyer, so put in the front of it, I want it to start here. I want to start from up here, click on the little button, and you press X, and now what you do is I move the thing, and it starts plotting the path of the Star Destroyer. This is the route that I want it to take, and every time I press X, it plots the point, and then you'll see I create a curve, and I'm moving it round in a circular base. You see, so I'm going to get it circular base in a nice arc. So it goes down around here, click around, keep it going. Now, because it's a big Star Destroyer, I need it to be a large enough circle, otherwise it will just not look right on the screen. So I'll just keep pressing X occasionally. But the thing you need to be worried about, to be pointed out, is the actual green dot, which is the very first one, the start of the path. So I'll just bring it out wide, so it comes back out wide here. So it's in a circular pattern. There you go, that'll do. That's the path I've got. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my character. So now I've got the path set up on the route. Now the problem you've got here is, go back one, you can hardly see it. Now I know it's right at the front there somewhere, so I'm just going to point to mouse, get it right at the end, just aim for it there. Right, little tool. Now I'm going to go to the settings of that path, and I'm going to go down to properties. Right, and then you've got various settings that you look at, but first thing we're going to look at is I'm going to sort the speed out. So click into there. And I'm going to change that, and I find around about 300 is not a bad setting to have, so I'm going to set it to 300 on the screen. It's auto activated on the start, so I'm quite happy with that. Okay, that's the properties of that path. I've also set the path to be a loop, so it's a continuous loop, so I've changed that property so it carries on going round. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to highlight the Star Destroyer, which I've just done, and I'm now going to link it back to the path if I can find out where that thing is. And it's above the cloud, so probably need a flying character when I'm setting this up next time in future. We'll click it in a second and I'll get you there. Hold on, it's somewhere. Let's have a nosy. Oh, I can't see it. It's somewhere along the line. But oh, there it goes, back in. And you was right. So if I connect to that path now, once I connect to that path, that Star Destroyer now links to that path. But one thing you do notice, which I don't know why it does it, you'll see that the Star Destroyer does not change direction, so it now goes sideways, which is a bit crap. So if you highlight the Star Destroyer and you go down to the properties and go on to the toy path, you can tell it to change the orientation so it now sticks to the route, so it twists round. Yeah. So I can come back out of there, and now that is circling round the base. So while I'm playing the game, this Star Destroyer will be overhead playing the game, which looks really cool. It makes the thing come more alive, and the thing looks really good. So now what I'm going to do now is run back into the base and trigger that off. So as I run back in, as it flies round, I go into the area, that triggers off the TIE fighters to attack me. Still think that's cool, I can block it with my lightsaber. Right, let's get an X-Wing, jump into the X-Wing, and now I've got to take him. Now I set that Star Destroyer previously to be 10 TIE Fighters, which is quite cool. And look, and now as it's flying round, you've got to admit that it's more interactive than the last clip where it was stationary. You feel like there is a ship in there and it's trying to attack you. So I find that makes it a little bit more interactive, does not too bad at all. Let's take these TIE Fighters out. Alright, now again, once you've done your 10, it destroys that. Now the only downside with this is you can't have more than 2 from a Star Destroyer. Because I want a big space battle, I want it to be epic, I want it to be like the films. 2 you feel it's a little bit easy on the screen. So if you watch the next clip, I'll show you how to have 4 or 8 TIE Fighters attack you at once. Okay? And that's what I'll show you on the next option. But that there just makes the whole thing come to life a little bit better. I say this version of the toy box is absolutely amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this clip, and look at my next stage, part 3, where I take this whole thing a whole nother level. Cheers.